Oh my god. This game's taking a minute to load. I don't know if my computer is just really slow at the moment or something. But welcome back to Gothic 2. I could talk to this guy, but I don't feel like it. You know what? I will. I end up having to fight this guy later, but
what do you want?
He's not that easy.
I want to join up with Lee.
Lee won't have much to say around here if he keeps on this way.
What do you mean?
He wants us all to sit around here and twiddle our thumbs. Intimidate a few farmers now and then, and that's it. Silvio always says offense is the best defense, and damn right he is.
Who is Silvio?
Our next leader, if you ask me. If you plan on asking him if you can join us, forget it. You look like you're barely good for herding sheep.
Yeah, I can provoke a fight with him, but he's a little too tough at the moment. I'll do that later. This guy, I will also have to fight. I'll show you the best way for doing that.
How are things?
What do you want from me, weenie?
Can you teach me how to handle two-handed weapons?
Listen, boy. It takes a lot of strength to wield a two-handed weapon. Why don't you slink off to the pasture for a game of Ring Around the Rosie with the sheep?
I am strong enough.
Nonsense. You couldn't even lift a decent sword like mine.
See, I can try to fight him now. That would be a bad idea. I'll show you the trick to defeating him pretty easily.
I said I am strong enough.
Oh, you're killing me. Want to risk a little bet?
I bet I can handle your sword.
Really? How much should I relieve you of? Well, you look like a poor sucker. Let's make it 30 gold pieces. Do you even have that much?
Now, I'm probably going to fail this test, but it really doesn't matter. You'll see what the trick is in a minute.
Sure.
Let me see, then.
Here.
All right, let's see how strong you are.
I can't wield this weapon.
That's what I'm saying. Now, give me back my weapon.
I think not.
What was that?
I think I'm going to keep it a little longer.
Just you wait, you bastard.
Yeah, I have disarmed him.
And now? Defend yourself!
Ow, he got me.
Go ahead, hit back! Defend yourself!
Show him!
Oh shit, he got me again. He punches pretty hard, but trust me, he's not nearly as dangerous without his weapon.
Go ahead, hit back!
Hit the spot.
Don't take any crap!
Hit the spot.
What you waiting for?
See, it's true what they say, brains are better than brawn. Sometimes you need to use a little trickery to win a duel.
Don't take any crap!
Hit the spot.
Let him have it!
Oh shit.
Yeah, let him have it!
Keeps lagging, or like freezing up for a second.
Yeah.
Not sure why.
Watch out! Don't
Oh
take
my
any
god,
crap.
it's getting pretty bad.
Let him have it!
on.
Come on, you bastard.
Ouch! That hurts!
See, I'm just whittling him down. Oh my goodness.
Boy. Show him who's boss! Ouch! That
And a little more should do
Let him
it.
have it!
1, 3.
Not bad.
Woo! I get my money back too. I've had some experiences where these guys will actually attack you if you take someone's stuff while they're on the ground. I'm not really sure why. There's a reason I had to fight these guys, and that'll be clear in just a minute.
Wait a minute.
Let's be a nice guy and
You
give him
win.
his sword
What do you
back.
want?
Here's your sword back.
High time, too.
It's not like I'll ever be able to use it. Actually, it has a lower strength requirement than a lot of other two-handed weapons, but I just don't want to use it. I'm gonna wait until the afternoon. And let's talk to some other people.
Doing all right?
Hey, I know you. From the colony. What do you want here?
I've come to join you.
Why not? I've got nothing against it. Anyway, you freed our mine from the guards back then.
How did you pick that up, then?
But don't count on getting along with the others here so easily. A lot of newbies have come along since then. And some of the old mercenaries won't remember you. I almost didn't recognize you. You look rather haggard.
When the barrier fell, I barely got away with my life.
Looks like you got lucky then.
Something like that.
Do you have anything to sell?
Oh, don't ask. Bennett, one of the new guys, takes care of the weapons and armor now. In the colony, I was responsible for Lee's entire weapons store. And then along came a trained smith and pow, I'm out of a job. I desperately need a new job, even if all I do is guard the farms out there. I don't care, just as long as I'm not twiddling my thumbs here anymore.
Have you tried finding a job in town?
In the city? Wild horses couldn't drag me there. Or do you think I would want to work there as a militia soldier? I can just imagine myself in the courtier's uniform. And then that obsession with obedience. Nah, forget it. There may not be anything to do here on the farm, but at least I can do what I want.
Well, that's that. He can train you how to use a bow, but I don't have any use for that.
Hello, I'm new here.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm not
No,
really...
this guy's not really
You're awfully
important.
busy.
You can say that again. Bennett makes so many weapons that I can hardly keep up with the polishing.
He just works for the smith there. Smith is kind of important.
Hey, I do not sell any weapons. Khaled does. He's in the house with Onar.
Why is it lagging so much? Jesus.
What kinds of weapons do you make?
Plain swords at the moment, not much else. But if I had some magic ore, I can forge weapons that are better than all comparable weapons made from regular old steel. You wouldn't happen to know where to find some around here. Besides in the Valley of Mines, I mean.
No.
Of course not.
Can you teach me how to forge a sword?
Sure. That'll cost you a bit, though. Let's say 30 gold pieces.
That's not that much. But I don't plan on learning how to make
Maybe
swords.
later.
If you were to join the Mercenaries, he'd be a big help to you. He would teach you how to make like magic ore swords and stuff. As far as I know, he's one of the only people who can teach you that.
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible. I was in the colony too.
Right. What do you want?
I want to become a mercenary.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Where's the problem?
Well, I either have to vote for you or against you. And in the situation we're in, I'll only vote for you if I can be sure that you're on Lee's side.
How's the situation?
Right now, we've got real trouble. Two factions are building up amongst us mercenaries. Silvio and his people doubt that Lee is following the right plan.
How come there are two factions?
Most of us came out of the colony with Lee back then. But some of the mercenaries hooked up with us later. They didn't come from the colony, but were farther south fighting the Yorks. Somehow they got wind that Lee needed people. Their leader was Silvio. He agreed that Lee was in charge, but now he's trying to stir up the mercenaries against him and his plan. A lot of Lee's people don't think that it's a big problem, but I know guys like Silvio. He'll go to extremes to realize his ideas.
Do you know what Lee's intentions are?
Lee wants us to wait and starve the paladins in the city. He is planning to get us all away from the island, and Enos knows I've got nothing against getting away from here. I don't really know how he's planning to go about it, but I trust him. He's led us well so far.
Do you know what Silvio is planning?
Silvio found out that some of the paladins have moved out to the old colony. He says the rest of the paladins wouldn't dare to attack us here and wants to take advantage of the situation. Plunder the small farms, waylay the militia patrols outside the city, hold up travelers, things like that. But Lee thinks that would be the worst thing we could do in our situation.
So what should I do?
Simple. Beat up a few of Silvio's boys. That way both sides will know exactly where you stand. And if you stick to the rules for a duel, you'll even win the respect of the others.
What are the rules for a duel?
Go to Torloff and let him explain it if you're interested. Just so we understand each other. I don't care if you stick to the rules or not, just as long as the boys wind up out cold in the mud.
Which of the mercenaries are Silvio's men?
There are 6 men. First of all, Silvio himself and his right-hand man, Bulco. Then there's Rod, Sentenza, Fester, and Raoul. The rest of the people are either neutral or on Lee's side.
How many of Silvio's people should I defeat?
If you knock 3 of them to the ground, then you've proven which side you're on. Whom you choose is your business. Just one little hint. This isn't about proving your courage. Don't go up against Silvio himself. He'll make mincemeat out of you.
How many of Silvio's men are still on my list? Rod looks a little worse for the wear. Fester tried to take me for a ride. That was his mistake.
Good. Keep it up. I expect you to rough up at least 3 of them.
So as you can see, I already got 2 of them, Rod and Fester. Why is it lagging? There are more people to talk to in there, including Silvio and Bulco. They're both kind of hard asses, and I don't feel like dealing with them right now. You can't fight them anyway. They'll knock you flat to the ground. This is really the only other option you have. Sentenza is way too hard, but this guy's also too difficult for me at the moment. So I'm not going to do that.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I can't believe that.
There's too many people to talk to in this damn game.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible.
I don't know why the music is not
I used
playing.
to deal in swamp weed back in the colony. Remember?
And what are you dealing in now?
Ah, don't ask. I brought a whole package of swamp weed with me from the mining colony. Many of the mercenaries like a little smoke now and then. I've earned a small fortune on the side. But some bastard stole all the weed from my chest. I'm pretty sure it was that Bodo. He bunks in the same room as me, and he always grins at me like such an idiot.
I'm not telling you anything new. What are you going to do about the thief, then?
One of these days, I'll catch him puffing away on my weed. And then, I'll find a quiet spot and teach him a lesson he won't forget. If I knock him down here in the middle of the yard, the other farmers will notice, and I'll pay an arm and a leg.
How come?
Quite simple. We can't rough up the farmers, otherwise Lee makes us pay a heavy fine. That's the way Onar wants it. And the more witnesses there are, the more of a fuss there is. That makes things more expensive. So I'll pull the thing off nice and inconspicuously.
I want to join Lee's people.
Lee's people? If Lee keeps on this way, they soon won't be his anymore.
Why?
Lee has always been a quiet one. It was that way in the colony, too. But lately, he's overdoing it. He just wants to sit here and wait until the paladins drop dead from starvation. Silvio thinks we should clean up a bit on the small farms and outside the city. I think that would make for an excellent change. At the moment, most of us are just twiddling our thumbs here. Do you want to join up anyway?
Nothing amazes me anymore. I'm better off myself. I want to become one of you no matter what.
You already know that we take a vote on every new recruit.
That's all. What are you hinting at?
Well, I haven't had anything to smoke in a long time. Bring me a few swamp weed reefers and you got my vote. You can surely scare some up someplace.
The things I could tell you was quite
You need
wares.
I don't have any.
10 doses of swamp weed to satisfy this piece of shit. Oh, I actually have it. How about that?
About the swamp weed. Here's a few stalks for you.
Oh, you are my man. You've got my vote.
Woohoo.
Show me.
Sure.
So now he's got 10. I could buy him back if I wanted to, but I don't. What the hell happened? Do I have anything to sell you? I have a lot of hammers for some reason. I'll keep one. I don't even think I need that. I have 2 skins to give the boss, but later. So I'll keep that. Sell these. That. One of those. I don't even know if I should bother keeping bows. Alright. Strength that. Dexterity +3. Swag. Not a huge help. Let's talk to this guy. I'd be talking a lot more if there
What do you want from me?
wasn't so much dialogue I needed to go through.
I want to join the Mercenaries.
Oh, and why do you think I should be in favor of you being accepted here?
Telling you anything new myself.
Put me to the test.
Did Lee send you to me?
No.
Then what are you blathering at me for?
So I gotta go talk to Lee first.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
To the house, of course.
Onar pays us not to let guys like you in here.
I want to talk to Lee.
What do you want from him?
He and I go way back.
You're a pal of Lee's? I don't believe a word. But go on in. If he doesn't recognize you, you'll know it. Lee's in the right wing. Don't even think about wandering around anywhere else.
Yes, sir.
Got my own opinion about that.
And here's Lee.
Who the devil let you in here? What are you doing here? I thought you were dead.
What makes you think that?
Gorn told me it was you who brought down the barrier.
Yes, that was me, all right.
I never would have thought that a man could survive something like that. What brings you here? You aren't here without a reason.
Gorn told you about me? What happened to him?
You remember him, don't you?
You guys remember Gorn?
He got caught by the Paladins.
Assuming you watched
and
my
was
first
sent
video.
back to the Valley
I mean,
of
first
Mines with
series.
the penal convoy.
Series
If the
for
road
the
to
first
the
one.
Valley of Mines wasn't plastered with
Or I guess
Paladins
if you
and
played it
orcs,
yourself.
I'd have sent a couple of the boys already to free him. But the way things are, there's no point. Poor devil.
Now, every time I play this game or Gothic 1, and I start thinking about Risen or Risen 2, and sometimes I just kind of feel like, wow, Piranha Bytes has come a long way. This has got nothing of the same feel as Risen 2. Anyway, let's not be sentimental.
What exactly are you doing here?
Quite simple. I'm gonna see to it that we all get off this island. Onar hired us to defend his farm, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. But our reward is more than just our pay. By helping the farmers, we cut the city off from its provisions. And the less the Paladins have to eat, the sooner they'll listen when I finally make them an offer of peace.
What is your offer going to look like?
Essentially, it will be about our pardons and free passage to the mainland. You'll learn more when the time comes.
I want to join you.
I'd hope you say that. I can use
I actually
every
don't.
able man here. The last mercenaries I accepted have done nothing but stir up trouble. In principle, you can start right away. Well, first there's 1 or 2 things we need to get straight, but it's no big deal.
What do I have to get straight before I can join you?
Onar, the landowner, is the one who employs us. You can only stay on the farm with his approval. And then there's the boys. I can only accept you if a majority of the mercenaries agree that you join us. But don't go to Onar before everything is straightened out. He's a very impatient fellow.
How can I convince the mercenaries to vote me in?
by doing what is expected of you as a mercenary, I should say. Talk to Torloff. He's usually outside in front of the house. He'll put you to the test. If you can pass that, you should have earned a large part of the necessary respect. He'll tell you everything else you need to know.
What do you know about the Ring of Water?
I might have known. You just have to mingle in everything, don't you?
Come on, tell me.
I'm only marginally involved in this. I know that this secret guild exists here and that the water mages are behind it. Since the fall of the barrier, I am no longer bound to the agreement I came to with the water mages back then. Of course, I still help when I can, but most of the time, I have my own problems and barely any time for other things. If you want to know more about it, you should probably talk to Cord. He's one of them, as far as I know.
So there's another member. Alright. So Lee didn't tell us anything new, but he did tell us to go to Torloff.
Hey, you!
So he'll finally talk to us.
Put me to the test.
Did Lee send you to me?
He said you would help me.
Fine. So here we go. There are two things you have to do before you can join us. First, you have to prove that you're capable of mastering the tasks that you will have to fulfill as a mercenary. I'll put you to the test. And second, you have to earn the respect of the other mercenaries.
Of course we got him in the end.
Well, how can I earn the respect of the other mercenaries?
For most of them, it'll be enough if you fulfill your task and pass my test. But you'll have to find some other way of convincing some of them. Some will try and exploit your situation, and others may not like your mug. You should try to get along with as many of the boys as possible. But if nothing else helps, then you can always take part in a duel. If you win, you'll earn the respect of most of them. But watch out that you don't kill one of them by accident, because then you'll have a big problem.
He doesn't even know how to hold a sword.
What are my duties as a mercenary?
Onar hired us for two reasons. He wants us to keep the militia off his back, and he wants us to keep things in order on his farms. That includes collecting the rent when the small farmers won't pay. So, what'll it be?
That's been going a long time.
I'll do this one.
Let me collect the rent.
Good. Listen, the farmer Sekab hasn't paid his rent to Onar for weeks. Onar wants him to cough up 50 gold pieces. Any questions?
Where is Sekob's farm?
In the north of the valley. Looking from here, that's to the right at the big crossroads. If you have problems, the farmers in the fields will help you find your way around the area.
I don't know why he gets so worked up.
That's not what I heard. Don't tell me you didn't know that.
What about you? Will you vote me in?
If you can prove that you can fulfill the duties of a mercenary, yes.
That doesn't surprise me. Believe that.
Alright. So we have our first task.
I believe this is gonna change.
You can, if you chose the other one, it wouldn't really make a difference. It might seem more impressive, but it doesn't matter. But if you asked Laris to help you join the mercenaries, unlike me, where I asked him to help me join the monastery, he would have sent you to Cord, who he's actually standing right over there. And he would have agreed to do that job for you and give you the credit for it.
Got my own opinion about
But
that.
since I didn't choose that option, I have to do it on my own. That's actually all I really have time for. I try to squeeze these in whenever I can, so I'm quite busy. Since I'm going to be more busy, what I'm going to try to do is on the weekends, kind of do like just play for a long time doing this, and Thief. And just try to get a bunch recorded. My god, this is horrible. I think my computer's got too much activity in the background. I'm gonna have to solve that. But I'll do that, and then over the course of the week I'll post the videos as I edit them. And that'll be that. So I will see you guys next time I do this.